Tonight at WTOP-10 Nightly News, 15 people are injured after a house explosion.
And SUNY Oswego students take advantage of a job shadowing opportunity.
Plus, how a SUNY Oswego professor paid tribute to a rare ecosystem.
WTOP-10 Nightly News starts now.
Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Sammy Sozio.
And I'm Jolie Santiago.
A freshly planted garden outside of Shinneman Center aims to pay homage to an incredibly rare and native ecosystem found in the Finger Lakes region. Eric Hellquist, an associate professor of biology and plant ecologist, led the initiative in hopes of raising awareness of the alvar, a rare North American ecosystem.
Alvar is one of the rarest ecosystems in the world, according to Hellquist. With over 10 species planted, the campus aims to further celebrate the Great Lakes while bringing awareness to freshwater issues.
Some exciting news for a SUNY Oswego faculty member. Michelle May earned a Chancellor Award for Excellence in Classified Service this afternoon. This comes after nominator Kathleen Evans spoke about her ability to step up, as well as noting her significant contributions to adopting and integrating new software systems in the past 2 decades. May has also demonstrated excellent customer service and counseling services by helping students when they needed it most.
It's the beginning of November, and that means Thanksgiving is a couple weeks away. The Red Cross published a few tips to ensure travel safety. First, checking the weather before you leave. Also, making sure your car is in good condition to drive, as well as telling a family member where you're going. And finally, having an emergency preparedness kit. For more holiday traveling tips, go to redcross.org. College students are in class to learn about the real world, but what about getting hands-on experience?
Well, for 10 SUNY Oswego students, they had the opportunity to experience their dream job at a local manufacturer.
I had the chance to speak with the students who visited Oswego's Novellis and hear advice straight from the professionals.
Job shadowing. It's not every day that students get this opportunity, says SUNY Oswego career coach Elise Allington.
Having the chance to shadow an actual employer who's doing the work that you're currently studying is so valuable.
Allington helped set up a job shadow for business and engineering students at Novellis, the global leader in aluminum manufacturing.
Novellis is a great partner, and they chose to do this because they want to teach our students.
Students came to Novellis to put on their PPE because at Novellis, together we are safe.
They will be getting hands-on experience directly with their mentor, and then they'll be doing that for about 4 hours, come back and we'll all have lunch together, and we'll just have kind of an informational session about Novellis.
A student says they came to the job shadow to visualize their future outside the lecture hall.
The main reason I wanted to come to Novellis is because I really wanted to shadow something related to computer science, just to know what I'm going to do with this major. So there were 2 options, electrical engineering and automation engineering. Today was definitely a great choice for me because, again, it opened my horizon. Now I know what goes, whatever I'm learning in college, I know what are we going to do with that.
A SUNY Oswego grad and current Novellis employee hopes students maximized their day.
I really hope the students were able to picture themselves in the roles that they experienced today. I hope they could picture themselves applying their knowledge and their skills and being in the boots that they saw today at the plant.
As for some advice for students going forward,
go to the job shadow or make an appointment with a career coach or go to the information session or the career fair. It can't hurt you and it can only help.
Jolie Santiago, Oswego Now.
Oswego Mayor Billy Barlow announced that the annual tree lighting celebration will be held on Saturday, November 25th in Don Hall Civic Plaza. Activities begin at 3 p.m. with a visit from Santa Claus, then a live stage show of the local performers at 5, following the lighting of the Christmas tree at 6 p.m., accompanied by fireworks over the Oswego River. During his announcement today, Barlow said, quote, "The annual tree lighting ceremony has become a popular event throughout the years, bringing the holiday spirit to a community and ushering people in the downtown. For more information about the upcoming holiday festivities, contact the Oswego Economic Development Office." Well, the weather outside is frightful and frigid, as Oswego experienced its first snowfall of the season this past weekend.
So will these flurries continue? Let's take a look at your forecast with Storm Team 10 Assistant Chief Meteorologist David Rienzo.
Thanks. It was pretty fun seeing that snow. I enjoy snow, so I was over the moon when we got that shower. But chilly temperatures will head out for a little bit. We'll see a couple mild days ahead of us. We'll also be seeing some strong winds, so I'll have more about any sort of wind chill warning that will be in our area for the next couple days. There also is a chance of rain coming up, so I'll let you know when to break out that umbrella, when to pop on your your raincoat, and when to head out the door. All that and more in my full forecast, but first, back to the desk.
Thank you, David. Moving to state news. In Wappinger Falls, an explosion injures more than a dozen people. Officials say around 12:15 p.m., Central Hudson contractors were performing routine maintenance when they struck a gas service line. A fire began and an explosion followed immediately after. A multifamily brick structure was destroyed. One child and 2 adults were airlifted to Westchester Medical Center. Officials say they are still investigating missing people, but no deaths have been reported so far.
Today, Eric Trump had a tense exchange over knowledge of his father's financial statements during the civil fraud trial against him, his family, and their company. The former president's son took the witness stand after his older brother, Donald Trump Jr., concluded his testimony. Eric Trump testified that he was not personally aware of the financial statements until the investigation from the Attorney General started a few years ago. These documents are at the heart of the case. The Assistant Attorney General then brought up a series of emails dating back as far as 2010, as well as phone conversations to argue that Trump was in fact familiar with the statements. When asked if he knew about his father's annual financial statement as of August 20th, 2013, Trump replied, quote, "It appears that way, yes." Eric Trump is expected to return to the stand to give more testimony on Friday. Outside Radio City Music Hall this morning, the annual blessing of the animals at the Christmas Spectacular show today, outside of the New York City's City Music Hall, Cardinal Timothy Dolan of the New York Archdiocese was joined by some of the Radio City Rockettes for the annual blessing of the animals at the Christmas Spectacular show. They welcomed the camel, sheep, and donkey that will be featured in the living nativity scene. The Cardinal blessed the animals before they entered Radio City for their first day of rehearsals. The living nativity scene has been a part of Radio City's Christmas production since its inception in 1933.
Still ahead tonight, South Africa is celebrating their second straight World Cup win. Find out how.
Plus, a former Memphis police officer pleads guilty in a beating death. More on his charges and sentence after the break.
Say, President Stanley, whenever there's bad weather, who would you turn to?
I'd turn to Storm Team 10.
No,
right
but you've
here.
got to say it like this. Storm Team 10. Say it with me. Storm Team 10.
Roll it.
Jill
Should we
told me it
tell
was
him?
Kitty from Glee. Yeah, what is it?
Al Roker.
Hi, welcome back to WTOP-10 Nightly News. I'm Assistant Chief Meteorologist David Rienzo. Right now in Oswego, it is 41 degrees, and it's a little cloudy right now, and we've been seeing this for most of the day. Southwest winds is making the feels like temperature feel like 37 degrees, so that's why it's been pretty chilly recently. No, the dew point's pretty low, so there's no chance of rain for tonight. It's cloudy pretty much over most of the state. You've got clouds over most of the lake, but then as you go closer to the southern part of New York, it gets pretty much clearer. Now, these clouds are going to be pretty important for the next few days. We're going to be seeing them for most of tonight into tomorrow morning. We've got mostly cloudy skies with a 30% chance, 37-degree temperature. Southwest wind is going to give us a lot of wind chill. Around midnight, it's going to start to feel like 30 degrees, maybe even colder than that. Now, wind is going to be a big problem for tomorrow. It's not going to be anything that's going to throw your garbage down the road, but you may wake up in the morning and see it knocked over, depending on how much wind it gets hit with. It's going to feel like, when you leave in the morning, it's going to feel pretty chilly. The temperatures in the morning are going to be 41 degrees, very cold, plus with that wind chill, it's going to feel like 30 degrees outside. But then the sun starts to pop out around noon, and the high will be at 56, and depending on how much heat gets held in tonight, thanks to those clouds, it could reach 60s, so we'll just have to see. Keep an eye out for that. Friday, we do have a game tomorrow. The Lakers will face the Blue Devils, and you'll be perfect inside because there will be a chance of rain. We'll have a low-pressure system moving from Quebec to Labrador, which is going to bring a line of storms into our area. A low of 45 for tomorrow night. With that rain, is going to make it feel a little bit chilly. So if you're going out, make sure you bundle up, maybe grab a coat. You're going to want it. It's going to be pretty chilly. 7-day forecast, you'll notice a little bit of peak. It gets kind of warmer on Friday, and then it just starts to dip down. Monday's a little bit warmer than it has been this weekend, but we just go back into rain and cold, chilly temperatures for the rest of the week. Rain on Tuesday and Thursday, with Thursday being even a slight chance of snow, but that far out, you can't say for certain. So these next few days, really enjoy that sun because it's just going to be bringing more clouds and rain. That's my full forecast. Back to the desk.
Thanks, David. The Oswego State men's hockey team starts conference play tomorrow. Our Brian Burrows talks to the team about how they are tampering expectations headed into the weekend.
And for the first time since 2018, the Oswego State Lakers are SUNYAC regular season champions.
Coming off a season where the Lakers won 12 conference games and captured their first SUNYAC regular season title in 5 years, head coach Ed Gosick is only thinking of the immediate future.
It's game by game. I mean, to look long term at the end of the year, you know, we preach to them all the time. You know, we've got a diagram that we follow all year long. It's basically just, you know, a pyramid. And at the bottom of the pyramid are all the regular season games.
And the coaches have instilled the same philosophy with the players.
We had a really good year in the SUNYAC last year, but we have a new team this year and we have new opponents, so I think staying dialed every game and showing up and respecting our opponent is going to be huge this year because we know on any given night anybody can win.
But of course, the players always want to repeat their success.
Yeah, obviously we want to be top of the league again. Following up on last year, I know we finished very strong at the top of the leaderboards. We'd like to do that again this year.
But for now, keeping expectations realistic is the best way to go.
We obviously know that at the end of the year we want to win a championship, but we're not going to win a championship at the beginning of November.
For WTOP-10, Brian Burrows reporting.
In national news, one of the former Memphis police officers charged in the death of Tyree Nichols pleaded guilty in court today. Desmond Mills is facing murder, use of excessive force, and obstructing justice charges. He pled guilty to all the state counts and 2 federal counts.
What you just saw this morning was Officer Mills pleading guilty to the federal charges, or at least some of the federal charges. And what we've already announced through a press release is that this is part of a global settlement of both the federal and the state charges.
Prosecutors sentenced Mills to serve 15 years in jail. The other former officers involved have pled not guilty to charges in the case.
Former President Donald Trump will host a group of Republicans at Mar-a-Lago on November 9th. The event will be one day after the 3rd GOP debate, which will be held in Miami. According to sources familiar with the event, He'll be campaigning in Florida on November 8th, hosting an event in Halesia, down the road from the debate venue. Trump was endorsed by Florida Senator Rick Scott, the state's former governor. Trump also secured support from a majority of Florida's Republican Congress members, who are expected to attend the Mar-a-Lago event.
South Africans have hit the streets to celebrate their second straight Rugby World Cup win. The Springboks national team is on a 5-city tour to show off their new trophy. South Africa's president says the victory lifted the spirits of the entire nation.
When WTOP-10 Nightly News continues, the FTC in 17 states alleges that Amazon founder Jeff Bezos personally directed Amazon's push towards online advertisements.
And the CDC Advisory Committee will be holding meetings to discuss new guidelines for hospitals on the spread of infectious diseases.
Hey there, I'm Al Roker, class of 76. Yes, way back in 76. Back when the earth was cooling. You're watching WTOP.
The Kinda Late Show with Chloe and Anna. Like licorice, Twizzlers, absolutely nasty.
The thought of turkey is just nauseating.
I think you're wrong, is what I think.
You think I'm wrong a lot of times.
I do think you're wrong a lot.
When you look at the number of disasters in the U.S., chances are every area will deal with some kind of emergency in the next decade. And between school, sports, and social lives, chances are you won't be with your kids when it happens. Will they know what to do? Ready.gov/kids has the educational tools and information to make the conversation easy. When the time comes, chances are they'll feel prepared, not scared. So talk with your family today.
Put the keys down, Kevin.
But I'm gonna drive home.
There are several warning signs present that you shouldn't be driving.
I guess I have really been looking for love in this dating app. Yep, I'm definitely gonna call a ride home.
Welcome back. In consumer news, according to a newly unredacted version of an antitrust lawsuit filed by the FTC in 17 states, Amazon founder Jeff Bezos personally directed the company's shift towards online advertisements. The agency says that the moves helped increase the company's profits at the expense of customer experiences. The FTC and 17 attorney generals originally sued Amazon back in September. They alleged the company crammed its online marketplace full of irrelevant advertising, which raised consumer prices. In a statement, an Amazon spokesperson said the company works hard to make it easy for customers to find the items they want and discover similar options for providing a mix of online search results.
1 in 4 middle and high school students use e-cigarettes on a daily basis, according to the 2023 National Youth Tobacco Survey. However, the survey also showed high schoolers use e-cigarettes 4% less than in years prior. That drop contributed to an overall decline in the use of any tobacco products among high schoolers, which fell from 17 to 13%.
Homework can take a toll on everyone in the house, but there are ways to get those after-school assignments done. In today's Health Minute, Mandy Geyser has 6 ways parents can help kids with homework.
After a long day at school and work, it can be the last thing anyone wants to do.
There's a lot of stress that happens around homework time in general.
6 things can set your family up for homework success. First, meet their basic needs. Grab a snack and drink if the child is hungry or thirsty. Second, set a homework routine. Get work done the same time each day, says Emily Mudd, a pediatric psychologist with the Cleveland Clinic.
For one child, it might be that they do their homework right after school, where another child, it might be after dinner, and making it just part of a structure.
Third, avoid distractions by putting any unneeded devices away. Fourth, work in a shared area of the home.
So they know that you're available to help them if needed.
Fifth, take brain breaks, especially if your child is having trouble focusing.
Getting outside if the weather is nice, getting some sunshine. It could be something as simple as taking a shower, getting some movement in, dancing.
Finally, parents, ask for help. If you don't know how to solve a math problem or don't understand a subject, it's okay to admit that.
You can model, I'm going to take a deep breath, I'm going to take a break, I'm going to, talk to the teacher to see how we can better manage this together. You really want to take those opportunities to model how to positively overcome challenges with your child.
For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
Mudd says it's also important to praise the hard work a child is doing. Discussing grades nonstop can make a child anxious. Instead, Mudd says to focus more on the process of getting good grades, which he says will build a child's internal motivation.
A CDC advisory committee is meeting today and tomorrow to discuss new guidelines for hospitals on the spread of infectious diseases. The Healthcare Infection Control Practices Advisory Committee, or HIPAC, upset many healthcare workers after releasing proposals in June. HIPAC says its review of 21 studies shows surgical masks are just as effective. Many doctors and nurses say that's not true and point to other studies that say the opposite. The guidelines were last updated in 2007.
Coming up in sports is Garrett Chan and Matt Malley.
Garrett and Matt, can you give us a quick preview?
You bet, Jolie and Sammy. Coming up, we preview the start of SUNYAC playoffs. Oswego State men's and women's ice hockey teams face conference competition this weekend. Plus, a big announcement from the NHL and a World Series champion is crowned. All of that and more when you come back.
Put the keys down, Kevin.
But I'm gonna drive home.
There are several warning signs present that you shouldn't be driving.
I guess I have really been looking for love in this dating app. Yep, I'm definitely gonna call a ride home.
We'll deep dive into our feelings in our Real Talk segment. Stay tuned because it's about to get real.
What's going on?
Yeah, dude, we go on at like 11:30. It's like
No.
What do you mean no?
It's 10:30.
10:30?
Yeah, it's 10:30.
What do you mean it's 10:30?
Hey, don't touch that. That's my ladder.
Hey, man.
Whoa.
You know this book was already discounted 10%?
Wow. Get a close up of that one.
Matthew,
Broadcast news.
look at that.
Can we go back inside? I want to sleep in the studio again.
Lots to recap and even more to look forward to this weekend in the world of sports. I'm Garrett Chan with your Thursday night sports report. The last time the Oswego State women's ice hockey team played SUNY Plattsburgh and SUNY Canton, it was as a member of the Northeast Women's Ice Hockey League. Now, with women's ice hockey being the latest sport to be added to the SUNYAC Conference, the 2-0 Lakers will venture out to North Country facing familiar opponents, this time under the new conference umbrella. Tomorrow night, the Lakers will head over to Plattsburgh State to play the arch-rival Cardinals for their season opener. Then on Saturday afternoon, the Lakers will travel to SUNY Canton to face the Kangaroos. For more on the Oswego State men's hockey team, here's Matt Malley.
Back here on the shores of Lake Ontario, the Oswego State men's hockey team will also welcome the start of SUNYAC Conference action with 2 games Friday and Saturday night at the Deborah Stanley Ice Arena. While winning the SUNYAC last season may make the Lakers public enemy #1, head coach Ed Gossick tells us that the team mindset is simple. A new season means a clean slate. A big weekend nonetheless for the Oswego State Lakers, starting with the Fredonia Blue Devils.
To focus on the games last year, I think would be the wrong attitude and wrong focus going into any game. Last year was last year. But, you know, what can we control? What we can control is how we play this year. Our attitude, our effort. It's a new season, and every team, you know, is trying to improve.
The team the Lakers defeated to claim the SUNYAC crown. Then on Saturday night, the Buffalo State Bengals come back to the Dev for the first time since losing to the Lakers last season in the SUNYAC semifinal. Both games have a 7 p.m. start time with coverage starting at 6:30 with the Hockey Night and Oswego pregame show right here on WTOP-10. Now back to Garrett.
Thanks, Matt. Moving from the ice to the gridiron, Week 9 of the NFL regular season begins tonight with the 4-3 Pittsburgh Steelers hosting the 3-4 Tennessee Titans. Without their starting quarterback Ryan Tannehill, the Titans will look to the rookie Will Levis, who threw for 238 yards and 4 touchdowns against the Atlanta Falcons last weekend. A tough test lies ahead for Levis, though, as historically, rookie quarterbacks are 0-5 in the Seal City. Currently, the Titans are up 10-3 in the second quarter. We covered hockey, we covered football, but what happens when these two worlds collide? The home of the New York Giants and New York Jets, MetLife Stadium will be the host for the 2024 NHL Stadium Series in February. For the first time ever, the NHL will feature 2 outdoor games with fans in attendance on back-to-back days. Mark your calendars as on Saturday, February 17th, the New Jersey Devils will face the Philadelphia Flyers. And on the following day, a battle of crosstown rivals as the New York Islanders play the New York Rangers. Let's look to last night with the World Series, Game 5. The Texas Rangers up 3-1. Corey Seager and Zach Allen will play a pivotal role. Eovaldi for the Rangers escapes a bases-loaded jam. He is pumped up, working hard through those 6 innings. And Paul Sewald, who blew the save in Game 1 of the World Series, gives up a base hit that goes under the glove of Alec Thomas in the 9th. 2-run score for the Rangers. Texas up 3-0. Then to put the dagger in the heart of D-backs fans, Marcus Semien, who had a big 2 games, hits a rope to deep left center field. The Rangers extend their lead to 5-0, and that is all they would need. A big-time play for the Rangers. And now Josh Sborz, who was on the mound, closes out, gets Ketel Marte strikeout looking. The Rangers win their first title in their 63 years of franchise experience. All I gotta say is Red Sox and Yankee fans, watch out. The American League runs through Arlington, Texas.
Well, that's a report for tonight.
Be sure to stay tuned for late night.
Thank you for watching.
Have a great night, everyone.
If you need to do something to feel okay to drive, you're not okay to drive. Don't drive buzzed.
Shine on that black. Look at the bling. Look at do we got a diamond tester on?
Yeah, that's getting bad. Yep.
10 out of 10
recommend on Yelp.
We're going to the playoffs. I can't believe I missed that. Every time I'm buzzed, I spend too much time on my phone. What? I should take your phone away. No. I'll call for a ride. Hey, why does my face look like that?
I'm playing with these new face filters.
Okay, you know what? Yep, that's mine. I'm gonna need that back. No. Kevin.